So a few of my favorite backpacks that I own are made by Maxpedition, but they don't only make backpacks. They also make EDC gear, including pocket organizers. And right here on my desk is one of my most anticipated pocket organizers of this year. This is the Platy from Maxpedition. And as you can see, there's two different versions of the Platy. A 4x6 version right here that I took on my recent vacation up to Lake Placid and went hiking in the Adirondacks. I'll talk about that in just a minute. And they also make a larger 5x7 version of the Platy here. But let me give you guys a nice close-up of the 5x7 version right here, and then the 4x6. And while you guys are checking this out, let's talk about some of the features. All right, the Maxpedition Platy Pocket Organizer, available in 2 different sizes and 4 different colors. A black, an OD green, a wolf gray, and multicam. It's made from a water-resistant coated 500D nylon and features number 8 YKK zippers and Duraflex hardware. It has numerous compartments and elastic loops for organization of your pens, knives, flashlights, multi-tools, and notebooks. It also features a nylon handle and a removable paracord lanyard for neck or crossbody carry. All right, now let's weigh these bad boys. I'll start with the smaller 4x6 version. I took all my gear out of it. 1.8 ounces, and in grams, that's 50 grams. And just put it back to ounces. Weigh the 5x7 Platy. That is 2.2 ounces. And in grams, that's 62 grams. So the word Platy also means flat, which makes sense why Maxpedition called this the Platy, because of its slim, low-profile design. And as you can see, it still holds its shape even with nothing in it. I took all my gear out of it from my recent vacation. Yes, I did go up to Lake Placid in the Adirondack Mountains for my recent vacation and actually hiked up Cascade Mountain, which is the easier of the high peaks out there. And I put easier in quotations because I thought it was a very tough hike, a 6-hour total round trip up and down that mountain. And I carried this guy with me, with all of the gear that you saw at the beginning of this video. I basically put it right in my backpack. And it worked out great. If you guys ever hiked up Cascade Mountain before, you're going to know that there's a lot of sections where you have to go almost straight up and step on a lot of giant boulders. And I didn't want anything falling out of my pocket, so I put my wallet back here, I put my knife, my flashlight, I put my chapstick in here. Everything worked out great. In fact, give me a second. I'm going to reload up the 4x6 version right here and show you exactly what I had. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, and this is everything that I was carrying when I hiked up Cascade Mountain. This is the 4x6 version, and it's the wolf gray color. The 5x7 that I have right here is the OD green. And I should mention that both versions have the exact same pockets and webbing in the same spots, just one is larger than the other. So when I'm talking about pockets on one, just picture the other one just a little bit larger. So on the 4x6 version right here, in the back, there's a dedicated zippered compartment, those YKK zippers, and this compartment back here can hold a ton. And you can see, I did put my wallet back here. So let me get my wallet out of the back. So I put this is the Open Sea Leather and Willow Craft Goods collab wallet. And you can see this is pretty spacious, even on this smaller 4x6 version. If you don't want to hold your wallet back there, it's a good spot to actually put your keys as well. Now let me zip that up. You can see that YKK zipper also has a paracord pull as well. And also on the back, there are 2 more open pockets that are longer than the ones on the front. I kept these empty, but a little bit later on in this video, I'll demonstrate some gear in there just to give you an idea of what you can hold back there. Now on the front, there's 2 more open pockets. Like I said, they're shorter than the ones on the back. This is where I kept my flashlight. This is an i5R from Olight. And I also kept my knife over here. This is the GeoKnife Ethereal Cutter. And as you can see, it held those 2 items really nicely in the smaller version. Now on the very top here, you'll see some webbing. There's 3 elastic loops. These smaller elastic loops on the sides is perfect to carry a pen. This is the Claris Customs EDK version 2. And the other pen loop over here, I just put my chapstick. And you can see that is a perfect place to store some chapstick. Then there's a larger elastic loop right there dead center that I just kept empty. And behind that webbing is another open pocket. Fairly spacious as well. Even on the 4x6 version, this measures in at 3.5 by 4 inches. I just kept this empty because honestly, my wallet was taking up a lot of space in the back and was pushing against all the gear against this pocket. So I'm not really sure what I could have gotten here anyways. But what I did have in here was the paracord that I took off from these two grommets right here on the top. Yes, the Platy does come with some paracord, so you can wear this around your neck, or there's enough paracord here to actually wear this crossbody style. I had no use for it while I was hiking, so I just took it off, but if you want to put it back on, you just have to thread the paracord back through the grommet, and everything is adjustable right here with this slider. But I wanted to keep the paracord on me just in case, so I stuffed it into that little open pocket right here. There is a ton of room in this little pocket organizer. Let me put all this off to the side so I can give you guys a nice side-by-side of both of these versions together, the 4x6 and the 5x7. And even though the larger version only measures in exactly 1 inch larger than the smaller version in length and height, you can see the size difference here. And let me show you the back here. So yeah, obviously the larger 5x7 can hold a lot more gear and larger gear at that. And let me unzip the 5x7 here so you can see just how much space is in that zippered pocket. Also, the open pocket on the front measures in at 4.5 inches by 5 inches. And I didn't take the paracord lanyard off this one, so you can see what that looks like with it still threaded through those grommets. Now, one thing I wanted to take with me in the 4x6 version, but I really couldn't because, like I said, my wallet was taking up a bunch of space, was field notes. And just to show you that, yes, it does fit in that front open pocket on the 4x6 version, you can see exactly how that's going to fit right there. And unfortunately, no, it can't fit in the zippered pocket on either one. I tried to stuff it back here. I thought it could, but unless I'm going to crinkle it and do all kinds of weird bending to my field notes, I would say you still can't get it back here in the 5x7 version either. But if you have notebooks just slightly smaller than a standard field notes, they can probably fit back here. Like I said, it was just really close. And just so you guys can see what I'm talking about, at the very bottom there, look, you can see right there on the top, even if I try to bend it a weird way, so you can get in there, but I'm not going to crinkle it and stuff it in there. I'm just not going to do that. If you don't mind bending and crinkling your field notes, go right ahead, but for me, I'm not going to do that. So I'll just keep it right here in the front open pocket. I think that works great. But if you go with the 5x7 version, you can start carrying some wider items like the Zero Tolerance 0350 right here. Fits really nicely in these wider short pockets on the front. The Leatherman Wave multi-tool fits nicely in there as well, just to give you a nice idea of what it can fit. And technically, yes, if you have a Leatherman Wave, you can fit it in the smaller version. It's just a little bit tighter, as you can see. But if you guys like to carry everyday carry pry bars, that's where these longer pockets in the back come into play on either version, as you can see. This is the O-Knife O-Pry, and that fits in really nicely on both versions. So check that out. Actually, there's room to spare even on this 5x7 version. And obviously you can mix and match these pockets, whatever fits. So if you want to carry a pen back here in these longer open pockets, knock yourself out. You don't have to use these elastic loops. I just found the elastic loops held them just a little bit better, but you can see you want to carry multiple pens even in these longer pockets on the back. Works great. Victorinox Explorer obviously is going to fit in the larger version, even in the small version right here. I got the Leatherman Wave right next to it and the Victorinox right there. But one thing I did want to show you is the Nikkor EDC 29. So let me take out these pens right here. If you guys saw my video on the EDC 29, you are familiar with this. And let me show you, yeah, it will fit back here. It's going to be a little bit tight, but if you guys want to get it back here with a little bit of effort, there you go. So it can fit the Nikkor EDC 29 back there. Right here I have a Demco 8020.5. Let me take out the Zero Tolerance and fit that in here as well, just so you guys can see that, yeah, does fit. Now, obviously, I can go on for hours showing you thousands of different combinations of what can and what can't fit in either one of these pocket organizers. I'm not going to do that. Hopefully, what I showed you guys already gives you a good idea what can and can't fit. And I love the fact that they give you this paracord to wear around your neck. If you don't want to wear this around your neck and just fit it in your pockets, that works great too. It fits nicely in your pockets, especially the smaller guy. For me personally, I wouldn't put the 5x7 in my pocket. This is strictly for either a bag or a backpack. But I think the 4x6 version is a perfect size for your pockets. Plus it comes with this little nylon handle right on the top. So you can sort of use that as a lanyard when it's in your pockets. Just grab onto it, yank it out. But like I said, the Maxpedition Platy was my most anticipated pocket organizer of the year, and it did not disappoint. Typical Maxpedition quality with this 500D nylon, it just feels like it can take a beating. And if you guys own anything by this company, you already know that. It's the same exact quality, just in a new pocket organizer form. I can see myself carrying this as my new pocket organizer for a while. I really like the Platy. And extremely affordable in my opinion. The 5x7 is what, $19.99, under 20 bucks for the larger version, and the 4x6 smaller version is $18.99. So under 20 bucks for either one of these pocket organizers. You really can't go wrong. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. What do you think of the new Maxpedition Platy, either the 4x6 or the 5x7 version? If you want to check them out for yourself, I will have all the information down below in my description box. But if you did enjoy this video, please give me that thumbs up. Please subscribe, and let me tell you, it took, I don't know, maybe 4 days for my legs to recover from that hike up Cascade Mountain. I mean, I just wanted to see if I can do it. And yes, I proved that I could hike a high peak, but going forward, I'm not sure if I can do it again. I mean, I am severely out of shape. And go!